Maddie King,
Hi
who
everyone.
is who's our guide and mentor into the Chinese five elements. And today we're going to be talking about Earth. And actually, before we started recording, we started having a very interesting conversation about kind of Earth uh, aging, would you not say? The earth, going back to the earth, looking at death and dying. And anyway, that's what we started talking about. So I don't know where we're going to go right now with it, but we're on. So, Maddie, let's start with a little bit of earth and see where this takes us.
Well, Earth is a wonderful, wonderful element. In the real old models, it wasn't one of the five elements that went round. It was actually in the middle. It was the transition time. And if you think of what's happening now, we're transitioning into the winter, into the ultimate, from the yang, the outgoing, the warm, the fire, which we talked about last time, into the yin of metal. And we all know, I'm sure all of you know, an Earth Mother.
Mhm.
Okay, so Earth Mothers are there for you all the time. They're the ones that can whip up a meal from nothing. Probably a little bit chubby, a little bit rounded, because food is very important to the earth element. It's the person that people, the agony aunt, that people will go to confide in because they love to be needed, and they will give, they will listen to you, they will help heal you. Very, very giving if they are in balance. Okay. But we also know the extreme of that is the controlling, the manipulating earth. And I'll give you an example. They don't do it directly. There's no overt aggression. It will be like, no, no, darling, you go out and have a good time. Don't worry about me at home here. Don't worry about me. I will be fine all alone with the storm going and the roof leaking. Don't you worry about me. You go out and have a good time. And so that sort of manipulation sometimes
Yeah.
it happens often when they go out of balance. If you think of the life cycle, Sue, which we were talking about a moment ago, going back from aging to when your kids fly the nest, that's when often an earth mother, mother that happens to be
Yeah.
an earth element, finds it very difficult because their whole reason of being, they have loved being needed. And when that begins to go, they become needy, the opposite of it. So it's something to look out for.
Interesting. Yes, that I really
Mm.
get that actually. And if you think about the earth signs, which is Taurus, Capricorn, and just gone straight out of my head. Anyway, it'll come back. um, so I've ah, gone. It'll come back. I think that's what's so interesting about getting older, isn't it? Virgo, thank you very much.
Should know that's me.
Things just woo, just go, and then you have to sort of pat them back in again.
It
So
is.
it's interesting. So, the earth signs it is earth. So there's a needing for a sort of attachment to materialism in some way, but attachment to being grounded, to being very
Mm.
much part of this material world.
Yes. One of the way it manifests for earth elements, Sue, is their home. Their home is very, very important to them. So they will be, when you walk into an earth's home, it feels earthy and loving. I very much doubt if it will be Zen-like. It will
Well,
be
yes, I know what you mean. Lots of
like,
wood.
yes, there's exactly lots of
Yeah.
wood, lots of
Yeah.
comfort. It's
Yes.
for everyone else and for
Cushions and throws.
and comfort, and it's really, really, really lovely. And it's at the abundant goddess side.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
walk into the cave
The
of the
empress,
abundant
not
goddess.
not the high priestess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because all this thing about wanting to be needed, um, an earth element out of balance runs the risk of not looking after herself. She'll give out so much, or he will give out so much to everyone else, and they suffer. in extreme there'll be a martyr, but even, even if it's not in the extreme, they will let their self-care go. They will no longer feel comfortable, or they will never feel really comfortable putting themselves as number one on their care list. So if you feel you might be an earth, it's often a good idea just to stop and think, am I taking care of myself? What do I
Yes.
need? And feel comfortable. Don't feel selfish in that, because we should put us the stronger we are, the more everyone around us benefits. So that's
Yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting. So in astrology, the Earth's, I mean, Capricorn, I'm just thinking, is driven to create an ambition, or build an empire, or become the CEO or something. And Taurus is all about I'm wanting to stay stable and safe.
Mm.
And I don't really want to go out of my field. And Virgo is really linked to do with health. So it is this sort of if you have a lot of Earth in your chart, you might find it quite difficult to have a broader picture or think out of a box that you might have built around you. Would that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, because Earths can, and this is a generalization, which is always a bit dangerous because, of course, it depends on what you're colored with as an Earth, because it is the element of transition. So, like I'm a metal Earth, or an Earth metal, so I'd be very different from an Earth fire or something.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I forgot what we were saying then. Oh, we're having good fun today, aren't we?
Both of us need a bit of I was saying.
Yes, it is the boundaries and going out.
Yes, yes,
It is, Earths are normally much, much happier creating a wonderful home environment, a community environment, a
yes.
family environment. They're not that interested in a global environment, going out there and being powerful business person and everything. If they are caught up in business, they will be a very caring manager, but they may never actually make it to COO, or
Oh, right, right,
chief
okay.
executive officer. So, and they're happy like that. They're saying, no, 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 I'm really happy at home. I'm going to create a wonderful family, a wonderful community home, you
And
know.
that works for me. So yeah, I'm just thinking about the Taurians. It's very much it's mine. Building, so possessions mean a lot to a Taurian because it sort of gives them this sense of safety and value. What I have is my value. And the big thing about Taurians is having to learn that actually value isn't necessarily physical
Mm.
things, but it comes from inside. So would you say that is the same for the Chinese element?
I think they're not so into possessions per se, unless those possessions, like the house and like things, enhance the family life
Yeah,
and others. It's
yeah,
very it's not so much I want that for me. It's that would be great for the family. Oh, that'd be great
yeah,
for my husband. That'd
yeah.
be great for my kids.
Yes,
You
yes.
it's that sort of, yeah, they like possessions, but possessions they can share with their little family and their
So
community.
sharing is important.
Yeah.
So if they're out of balance, what can they do for themselves that can help that sort of feeling of being kind of the sort of passive aggressive behavior, really, isn't it? Or feeling left behind or abandoned.
Okay, so earth element is spleen and stomach meridians. Okay. And so what I would suggest is, if you feel you're an earth element and you're out of balance, those of you who know me know I love source points. Every single meridian has one point on it that is the source of energy, that is self-regulating, that is immensely safe to use, and just it gets you out the way and just gets you into an instant state of balance, because that's what you're seeking in your earth element, a balance between spleen, the yin, and stomach, the yang. And then you come into your own and you're not going off the edges of behavior of an earth. So what can you do? Okay, spleen is a, okay, I'm not going to put my foot up, okay? The spleen source point is just over, you see that bunion joint
Yes.
there? Okay, that's
Yeah.
spleen 1, that's spleen 2.
Yeah.
This is what you're massaging. You don't have to massage
Mm.
exactly that point. Just sit down on both feet and just massage all around there and talk to the energies. Your body will hear what you say. It hears, it listens, and it responds. So you can just say, my spleen energy is in such perfect balance. It's returning right now to perfect balance. Massaging both toes. So if you're watching telly tonight or something, just whip your feet up if you can and massage those toes and talk to yourselves. Only needs to be for a couple of minutes. So that is spleen. Okay.
Andy,
So
before we go further, I just what is the spleen represent to us?
spleen is how you process, not just, I mean, it's the largest immune gland in the body, so it's about immunity, but more energetically, it's about how you process and metabolize not just the substances you eat, but also challenges in life, thoughts, situations. You know, Donna Eden does a really good thing
Wow.
for everything. If you really think, oh God, I think of it, I can't stomach it, because this is good for stomach as well. Put your fists like that, come out to the side, and just
Oh, oh, I can feel. Oh my God, I can feel that.
just breathe really
Yeah.
in through your nose, out through your mouth, smile,
Yeah.
and thump away. Okay, Donna Eden calls that one of her 4 thumps. I love thinking of it, it's like a monkey thump,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
So if you can't get here, just now, if you're a great one for supplements or something like that, do
Yeah.
that. 15 seconds, take your supplements, 15 seconds, and you will get more good juju out of your supplements, because suddenly the spleen is energized to take what you're ingesting and metabolize it with the utmost efficiency.
So, okay, Maddie, what happens if you've had your spleen taken out?
The energy is still there.
Still there.
Okay, so energetically, you still work it. It will still affect certain things. And if you have your spleen removed, you actually need to connect to the energy of it. It's the same with gallbladder and, hysterectomy, these things which are taken out.
Yes.
The energy remains. So that's what you work with.
Fantastic. Oh, I think that's going to be really helpful for anyone who's listening who says, I don't have a spleen. But as Maddie says, you've got the energy, so you can still work.
Energy is still there. And
And the meridian lines are still working.
exactly that, exactly that. Um, and the other one in Earth is stomach, and there's lots you can do on stomach, but perhaps the simplest thing on stomach is just smile, and on the apex of that
Oh,
apple,
yes.
you just
Yeah.
tap. Okay, so I should take that off. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth, smile, which is releasing endorphins, which means your body thinks, oh, this is nice. And that is on the stomach meridian. The stomach meridian starts just there and it comes down to the jaw, comes round, down, over the boob, down the front of the body and off your second toe. But this stimulates the energy and grounds you. Okay, so it's bringing that yang energy down and grounding you into the here and now. And Earths love that. And it really does give a balance to an Earth.
So let's say an Earth is feeling a bit low, because I can imagine Earth signs can feel low.
Yes, you're
Difficult
right.
for them to raise above that feeling of low. So for them to do this, the monkey, to tap here, is there anything else that they could do to raise their mood? Because I don't know about you, but when you kind of get into a mood fug, it's so difficult to get yourself out of it.
It really is. And that's when you can do um, some self-talking, some self-talk, okay, but combine it with energy. Okay, so you could, as you're thumping this, and if you don't feel like thumping this, just bring your hand. If you really don't feel like it, just hold. And if you're a bit depressed, you see, I'm getting it
Yes,
now.
yes.
This is
Because
quite
if you're
comforting.
depressed, you don't really want to do that, do you?
No, I don't want to thump if I'm depressed.
No,
So
no,
you
exactly.
might sit like hand here and
Yeah.
hand here. Okay, and
Okay.
just
Oh, right.
it's a comforting thing. The other
Yeah.
comforting thing is over the belly if you're a woman.
Yes.
This is nice, actually. Really you're coming into heart and you're coming into lung here and also onto central, doesn't matter what it's called, it's
Yeah.
comforting. And you can rock, the body likes rocking. You might rock backwards and forwards or side to side, whatever
Yeah.
feels good. I quite like rocking, doing this at the moment. And then you smile, even if you don't feel like it, and you just think, it is now safe for me to process all these emotions. I'm coming out to reconnect to my joyfulness. I trust that from this good is going to come, and you self-talk, whatever words mean something to you. Okay.
Yeah.
But always start with it is now safe because that is the ultimate comfort. Um,
Absolutely.
so yes, that's what I would suggest,
And obviously, I would imagine going out into nature would help, particularly if you've got a lot of just
100%.
giving it back to Mother Nature, the
I'll tell,
ultimate carer.
I'll tell you one thing I personally do when I get a bit like, "Ugh, whatever, that sort of thing, is I'll take the dogs out for walks. I have to every day, let them off the lead in the woods or something, or the fields, and I will sit with my back to a tree, okay, if I can, or in a hedgerow. I take my shoes off, feet on the ground, and I stick my fingers in the ground. And I just go, oh, just letting go. And you talk whatever you want to. I will say, it's now safe for me to let go of all these toxic thoughts. I'm so fed up. I'm letting go of it all. And I'm going to change my focus to the joyfulness that I have in my life. I'm changing my focus to appreciation of all the wonderful things in my life, that I can sit here in the fields, that my dogs are healthy, and just chat away to yourself. Okay.
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
such a believer, those words, and I actually like saying them out loud, um, carry a vibration, and the body responds to the vibration of those words. Dr. Emoto did a lot of research into how words and sounds affect water, and we're like nearly 80% water. So if
yeah,
you
yeah,
if you sit there going, oh God, I'm so bad, I just can't sit," your body's going to believe it because you are the voice of the goddess or the god to your body, okay? But if you say, actually, no, it's a bit horrible at the moment, but horrible, that's a bit horrible, isn't it? It's a bit horrible at the moment. But I have that. I have that. That is wonderful. I've forgotten I had that. That's good. And you talk your way out. I'm dealing with this. I'm getting through this. And you be the earth mother to you.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
it, isn't it?
Right.
Now, Maddie, there's a big thing, and I would imagine I can imagine Earth people feeling like this. The dread loneliness when it creeps up, and it's a bit feeling lonely. I think for me is the worst. That's the worst for me being human, is knowing how to shake that off, or to sort of reconnect back to myself or to the source or whatever. So, and I can imagine earth people feeling like that, especially in a fog. So what can they do about loneliness or connecting back with themselves?
Right. There's lots you can do. Okay, the practical side is if you're Earth and you're feeling that loneliness, and we can feel lonely at any age, but especially as we get older, as kids fly the nests and suddenly we're not needed so much, is find someone who does need you. It is animals. Animals are really help, then that fulfills an earth mother. Most earth mothers have animals of some kind, but it may be a local charity, it may be a neighbor. Look, if you are true earth, you need someone to need you. You don't need it. You will respond, you will feel happier if you are needed, if you're doing something for the community or whatever like that. And I think the other thing you can do is work on your basic energies because everything shifts. You know, we were talking before, Sue, about these little, like, what do we call them? Blips, you know,
I call
or
them aging
spurts. That's right.
spurts.
Spurts, little
Aging spurts.
puberty spurts, aging spurts.
Yeah.
But if you're an earth mother, when your kids leave home or you're suddenly alone, it is a spurt, if you want, that is it's a shift which is really strong. So it will ripple out to all your energies. So if that's you, do a something every day to get all your energies back into balance, and you'll be able to cope with that much more, get yourself centered, and then you can think, well, now I'm going to I don't know, volunteer at the local animal
Yeah.
shelter or something. And
Yeah.
everyone will find their own way of getting their energy in balance. You've got Donna Eden's 5-minute daily energy routine, which is up on YouTube. You've got lots of exercises
Yeah.
on my website. You may do yoga. Qigong is fantastic for bringing you back into balance. You'll find your own way. The most important thing is to find a way that inspires you, that you think, oh, good, I'm doing that today, you know,
Yes.
and also maybe something with a group of people, you know. I do a class which is a sort of little classes of Pilates, yoga, Qigong, and it's with a very small group of women, 3 different groups of women. And it's lovely having that. That fulfills my earthy need, you know.
Yeah. I do the same, Maddie. I do
And
qigong and tai chi and yoga every week.
so it really does.
Yeah, every week.
Because we are complex individuals on
Yes, we
Metal Earth.
are.
So metals love solitude. Okay. Don't come knocking to my door. That's the metal of me. But the earth in me
Yeah,
really enjoys joining the group. I do a little craft group as well.
yeah.
You know, it's that little community. It's a lovely thing. So just sit, if you're feeling off balance, you're feeling lonely now, just sit and think, what may make this feel better? Get your energy more into balance, and then seek out something in the community that fulfills that need to be needed.
So, is there anything you'd like to say just to finish off about the earth element of the 5 Chinese elements?
I just think, okay, I'm going to say something funny, okay? My mum was a real earth, and she drove my stepfather mad. We both did, because I'm a bit earthy as well. He would say, what shall we do today, girls? And Mum, I don't mind, do whatever you want. No, do what you want. And I'd be saying, no, whatever you want. And that would go on for 5 minutes and drive him crazy. So if you find yourself going, no, I do what you want. No, 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 do what you want. All of this, not making a decision. Okay, I'm very earthy, but I've got to get a little bit stronger and just push those boundaries a bit with the earth. It's keeping those boundaries open so that that earthiness doesn't become annoying or irritating or claustrophobic. It becomes abundant earth mother. There's a
Yeah,
thin line
yeah.
between the two.
Yes. And if you've got a pack of tarot cards, take out the Empress
Mm.
because she is the archetypal Earth Mother. Absolutely. She's pregnant and fecund, and she's sitting on her throne surrounded by beautiful trees and
Oh, lovely, Sue.
that is the image. Maddie, as always, thank you so much. I've
It's
learned
such a
loads. I'm
pleasure.
going to sit like this, and
Oh, yes.
you
Thank
do
you,
it kind of
Mama.
naturally, don't you? If this is,
And if you think
I
this is
know
a
this
natural
place.
thing,
Yeah, I know this place.
mm,
All right, lovely. So we'll see you next time. So thanks all. And if you've enjoyed this video, just press the like button. And we've loved being with you, and leave us a message. We love to hear from you too. Take care for now.